back again where we last left off. Try and keep it down here a little bit. So hopefully this one will go well. Okay. So gotta do the arms here. I got a cup of coffee with some whiskey in it. Hello! Oh, sorry if you hear me. I'm drinking here, I don't mean to. Let's see if I can get the arms done. Right. Arms and shoulders. Hey Ryuki Sky Knight. So if anyone hears me and, like, because I need to do an audio check here. I'm assuming I'm alright. I might sound like a little bit low or tired or whatever. Somebody just give me an audio check here and see if we're good. I'll know in a moment if audio is fine. Like either Practical Zaku or Ryuki, just tell me whether the audio is fine and away we go. Okay. I don't know whether anyone can hear it. Hopefully we're good. Kind of paranoid now. I think I already cut off that bit from the runner there. Okay. That moment when the mic falls off. I'm like sat here with the microphone on the desk and then all of a sudden the microphone just fell off the desk. It's totally fine, you know. It's definitely what I wanted in a stream. I joined the stream and hear that, says Sin. Hey Sin. Let's try putting the mic somewhere else. That might be a bit better. That's the first time that's happened. Sat there and then next minute that happened. YouTube didn't notify me, so I had to find out through the recommended, says Shinju. Goddamn. Sin, we're working on your stuff again, dude. So yeah, if anyone wants to know why my voice is kind of, I don't know, a little bit different compared to normal. Maybe a little bit less intense, I think is the best way of putting it. It's primarily because of it being kind of late, but I still wanted to do a stream and relax a little bit after today, so yeah, I'm just trying to keep it down a little bit. Okay, let's see. So yeah, we're just chilling out. Today's been not exactly the best. I'm not going to go into details, but yeah, it's not been great, so this is hopefully going to be okay. Not been too good health-wise. Not going to, like I said, go into details because I figure it's too much information. Too much gory information, so I'm just going to leave it as I've been really sick. So this is me trying to chill out and hopefully get better, which is why I've got that coffee as well. Like I figured I can do a little bit of this and get the arms done and see how we go. Sin says BD1 time. Yeah, it's one of those things where after you know, feeling ill for most of the day, just to try and do something is it's pretty nice. Obviously with the music being nice and relaxing as well, I just thought, you know what, time to chill out. So I thought, go on, I'll put on the stream and we'll cut out the arms and try and get the arms done. And I need to be careful because the beam sabers are here. So we'll cut the beam sabers off. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Nug says more sin bin time. I just recently ordered some of those clip stick things that I was on about ages ago for painting. So hopefully organising painting will be a lot easier in future. Just trying to make sure everything off this runner is gone. Okay. Gator clips. Yeah. Basically the gator clips on sticks. And I've ordered a base for them and the actual gator clips on sticks for painting, because I think I said last time I was using a lot of cocktail sticks with sticky tack on to keep everything in place while I was painting, and it was kind of really sort of a ghetto style setup. The only reason I say that is because, like, I've been doing it for years like that, primarily because my dad does it the same way, so kind of got it from him. I just thought, you know what, I can probably do this better, so I'll get the gator clips. So they're coming. I really want to get some files. I keep saying that, but I've not done yet, so... The ones on the sticks are called gator clips. I'm not entirely sure, Nugs. I think the gator clips... Why is there two parts here? I think that might be just a... No, Exram, it's a lot worse. It's not exactly that. But yeah, it's been terrible. Just kind of enjoying the moment for a little bit. Actually being able to breathe is nice. You know. What time is it for you, says Exram? It is 11:30 in the evening. So yeah, I don't want to be too loud, because normally around Britain they say don't be loud after 11. And with me being... The hell? Did Siri just pick that up in the background then? I think she might have. With me being naturally loud anyway, I figured I'd try and keep it down a little bit, especially with people trying to sleep. Let's see here. Shinju says, I've been good today. Went from full tilt to activating my new type powers on GBO2. Also have an upgrade in mind for one of my GB3 suits. Nice. Nice. Nobody likes going full tilt in GBO2. Even though that game is powered by salt. It's pure salt, that game. Trying to keep all of this on the in shot here is a bit of a pain, but we can work with it. Trying to figure out where to cut to save these beam sabers. The rest of that runner is now rubbish. Okay, where's the rest of these arm parts? There's a lot of random runners here, and those are the elbows. There's going to be some hands in here, some back boosters and other hands, polycaps, beam sabers. I'm assuming sections for the head and the chin here. Yeah, the head's over there, so I'm assuming that most of this stuff is going to be for the hand, because there's hand covers here. Don't know what's on the other ones though. That runner, I've not really seen what's on that runner yet. I guess I'll get round to it eventually. Sometimes if you want to feel better, you gotta go to a baby and slap it on its forehead and just give it a good old slap, says Sin. What the hell? The hell, Sin? This is just weird. Sin's been upgraded from controller to baby. I'd say a bit of a big step in responsibility. Why has this thing only got 3 hand covers? Kind of weird. I just noticed it now. Really strange. So what we'll do is we'll clean up all these blue parts, and then I'll start getting the elbow parts cut out, I think. It's the best way to go about it. Because it only has 3 hands. I mean, there are some that, you know, only have 2 hands but have different covers because of the poses. I don't know. I've seen more covers on different suits. I can't remember which suits they were off the top of my head, but I've definitely seen loads more. I think it depends on the kit, really. So let's keep them to the side for the moment. Oh, that moment where the runner just kind of falls out of my hands there. It's fine. It's no big deal. Okay. So we're going to leave these out for the moment. They're all a different style of hands. Okay. Okay, let's see about getting rid of some of these nubs. Yeah, we're almost done with Sin's suit here. And then once we've done with Sin's suit, then it's Nugs' Gyan, which is sat right next to me in its box. That's going to be interesting. I don't normally make too many Zeke suits. So get all these prepared, and then I can just start painting them up eventually, all in one go, one after another. Make sure I don't get the parts mixed up. Just try and file that down there. I think later on I'm definitely going to have to order these files. It's like one of the final things that I really needed to order before. I was half tempted to order some of the smaller tools, like the scribes and the screwdrivers that you can put in and then just twist and it makes a hole in. But I've not got that far in terms of customizing, so I'm just gonna go with the basics. To be honest, I'd like to kind of take it up a notch eventually and put electronics and stuff, like lights. But I've not yet reached that level of awesomeness when it comes to building, because I consider electronics and stuff to be like pretty high tier in terms of ability. Trying to figure out which side here has the most material on them I can use to sand some of this stuff down. There we go. It's just a rounded versus fatty hands. Those nugs. It could be repeat runners. It'd make most sense. Okay, let's start bagging this stuff up. I don't want to lose any of this, especially like with me coming back to these later on. I don't want to lose anything. I just want it to be in the bags, so I can just get everything out of the bags and not have to worry. Somebody might say, "Oh, this is terrible," because then you're gonna have to go back and look at the manual, and you know you're gonna have to put it together anyway. So what's the point in doing all of this work now? And I don't know. It just gives me something to do. Plus, I've always kind of done it in this way, so like for project builds like this anyway. There's probably better ways of doing it. I've just never been recommended them. Okay, let's see. I think these bits that I'm working on now are the fins that pop out of the shoulders. Looks like it. Okay. That's not bad. That's taken off enough material and made it nice and smooth. The round boys are for the BD2, says Nugs. Oh yeah, because the BD2 is slightly smoother. Devasia says, I say this based on memory though, I always toss around unused bits in a bag and forget where they come from. See, that's why I've got to keep track of where everything is and keep them in the correct boxes and stuff. Like if it starts getting out of hand, that's when I'll start losing parts, and I don't want that to happen, especially with this. No, so none of these kids for this project should have any problems with them. Love sanding stuff smooth. It just looks nice afterwards. Always going to take a decent amount of care to do this, but there we go. Getting rid of those awful nub marks. Let's make sure I get rid of that one there on the ball joint as well. I don't believe we've been going 16 minutes and all I've done is sand down like 3 parts. The heck is going on here? Yeah. They're like frantically trying to find the bag there. You can see my hand go for it and then be like, wait a minute, where's the bag? I'm just gonna grab another part and work on it here. What do I see in here? Moody's still up so late. Hey, Proof. So yeah, with my my health being pretty crap recently, my sleep pattern changed yet again. So fun stuff. That's not good. That's not a good thing to do. See, I don't keep many of the boxes after I've used them. What I do is I normally will keep the biggest box for spare parts. I won't even keep the covers. Normally I'll just get rid of them because they use up too much space, and even though I like the artwork for the boxes, it's not something I'm gonna like put on a wall or whatever, so thing is, if I want the artwork, again, I can always probably find it online really easily, so it's not too bad. It's not really a loss in that sense. Okay. I think I might have taken off a little bit too much of that there, but hopefully not. Whew. Okay. Time flies when you're just doing this stuff. I'm keeping the covers to decorate walls, says Nugs. If you're into that kind of thing, you know, it's always good. Still a tiny nub mark there, but it's fine. Like if I had another extra room in the house, I'd probably turn that into like a cave, but at this point we don't, so I'm just kind of chilling. Chilling and figuring out how I can arrange things that doesn't make it look a complete mess. Okay. This is going pretty decent so far. Not too bad. Gotta use the other end of the file here. Imagine the moody caves as proof. Wish I had a basement to make a cave. To be honest, it's like, if we had a basement, that probably would be full up to the brim with all the stuff that we have. It's like at the moment, because we're still moving in, everything that we have kind of has to slowly go in here, but not make everything look like a complete mess, because with us getting older, I feel like I want to try and make everything that we've got still be on show, but be a little bit more subtle, because previously we've just had everything on display as if the entire, previous places that we've been living are basically caves. That's what happens when you live in, or rather when you work in an industry of media that promotes just getting a load of figures and other random tat. Also doesn't help when you collect a lot of rare stuff. It's like, I want it to be tasteful but not go crazy. Like some people have massive collections of things that just look like an absolute mess. I'm trying to avoid that at the moment. So it's going to be fun seeing how everything turns out when we've eventually got everything set up. Okay. This is going pretty nicely at the moment. I'm enjoying this. It's almost like a freaking ASMR stream at this point with me doing like the low-toned moody. See, I never bother with lowering my voice sometimes because I feel like it might make me sound a little bit unenthusiastic or people might get the wrong idea, but when it comes to staying a little bit low so that people can sleep, well, it's the only option. Filed most of this down. There we go. Most of that nub's off there. I'm liking the blue on this kit so far. Pretty nice. Oh, it's gonna be good when we eventually get to the mobile suit's head, because that's literally gonna have like what, 6 parts or something like that. Not too many compared to the legs and everything else. Honestly, I'm kind of hoping that going from this to the Gyan doesn't have as many parts. Loud or low, you still sound British, no objections from me, says X-Ram. I don't know, it's like sometimes when you change your tone when people are used to you being a little bit louder and you change it a little bit. Sometimes people get used to one tone, so when you change it they get the impression that you're something up or whatever. The thing is, I've always had a little bit of a problem with my hearing, which means that I genuinely end up a little bit louder than I intend to be. Not by, not me being deliberately loud, but just I don't actually realise how loud I'm being, and it can be a really big pain in the ass and get me in a load of trouble sometimes. That's a little bit too much there. Let's go here. The Gyan's quite an old kit, isn't it? It says proof. No, it's the 2.0. Should be fine. The Gyan is about the same, but it's easier because everything is slightly bigger. Huh. Like I said, I hope it's not too bad. It's going to be interesting because, like I said before, I've not made many Zeke suits, so I think the build that went on forever in terms of high grade for me was definitely when I was doing the Try-On 3, because the double Zeta has so many freaking parts. It's like 200 or something. I know there are suits that have many more. It just like, it felt like it went on for an absolute lifetime. Sat there building forever. To be honest, it's like the only one that's felt a little bit longer is when I did the perfect grade red frame, because that had, I can't remember how many parts the red frame had, but it was an incredibly long build that took multiple days. Still like that build. I've got to try and find somewhere to display that eventually. That'd be fun. The only problem is the damn thing is that big. It's pretty awkward to find anywhere to store it. Yeah, I think I've mentioned it on stream before, but I got that as a celebration as well for one of my industry contracts. So it was fun getting another contract and the money for it and just being like, okay, I think I'll get the perfect grade red frame because it looks good. Come on, trying to get rid of this knob here. It was an absolute pain in the butt. I don't want to sand away this this freaking panel seam here, but let's just try using the knife on this, see if I can finish that off there, because at the moment I've filed this down so much that it's incredibly smooth. The detail's still there, it's just this little bit of plastic that I need to get rid of. I think I can get away with that if I just file it just a tiny bit more. Okay, I'll take that. I don't want to go any further because I might end up missing the seam line. Let's just double check this. Okay, that's not too bad. After just wiping it a little bit, it's fine. Let's see. Gan has big virgin energy, says Nugs. I'm just gonna have a quick drink. X-Ram says, I can't even begin to imagine the build process of a PG. It was on the desk for about, I think, a week, with me constantly just going at it in different sections. I remember I started with the legs and worked my way up, and yeah, it was crazy putting that thing together, especially because some of the internals, I think it's the pelvis for it, is made out of metal. Primarily to give it some weight. Okay. Let's sand the rest of this down. Okay. I feel like I can get some of this with a knife rather than anything else. That reminds me, if it's Monday, that means F91 has been taken off Gundam Info, right? It's a shame that, because like, I really think F91 should be left up because of how decent it is. It's not actually too bad. I know it wasn't properly finished or anything, but I enjoyed it. That moment where we go from decent sort of chill music to nighttime music. Can we chill out here and try Give me something else that's a little bit more relaxing. Let's try... I say that and I'm going for Joyride. Nah, it's a bit too much. I just wish they had like the level hub areas separated, then you can just chill out. Okay, that one doesn't seem too bad. Empire City by day. The movie's still up, Moody, says Shinju. Oh, that's not too bad then. Yeah, I like F91 because it's late UC and it's practically right next to Crossbone in terms of progression. Primarily because you have all the characters from it end up in Crossbone. Like Seabrook Arno ends up being Kincaid in Crossbone, which is it's a weird development. Yeah, as much as F91 probably would have done better being a longer series. Not too bad as a movie, and plus all the animation work in it is absolutely fantastic. Gotta appreciate it on an artwork level for the amount of detail that they have in some areas. Come on now, I'm trying to find the right side of the file here. Am I using that end? Or is it that end? I'm trying to figure out which end it was. Yeah, I think it's this end. That moment where you've not got enough surface on the file anymore. Come on, man. Okay. Yeah, that's that done. Ooh. Shinji says he's gonna have to call it a night here. Thanks very much, Shinji, for coming back. Nice to see you again. Cut that bit off the... Really, if I'm going in with a knife here, I don't want to make too much of a mark on anything, but I just want to lightly shave off the plastic. Let's go back the other way and try removing some of this excess nub here. Okay, I think I managed that. Now I'll just go over it with a file. Dude, it's been 33 minutes already. Jesus. Time flies when you're having fun and building gunpla. Come on now. Try and get this right here. File this down without taking too much of the beveling off here, because I just noticed it's a beveled edge to it. If I take too much off, it's going to be too smooth. See if that helps. No, it's not too bad. Could be worse. I mean, at least the knob is gone and it doesn't remove too much of the original shape. That's one thing that I'm always scared of doing, is butchering the original shape with some of these files. I think this is probably one of the softer ones I've got, but it's still a case of going over an area multiple times and it changes its shape slowly. Not a good thing. Gotta be so damn careful with it. what I might do is just do the external armor for the moment, and then call it, because that would be actually a nice place to carry on from. I just realised I've got a knob here that I can get rid of with the freaking knife. Come on now. I have no clue, like, what is supposed to attach to this section of the armor. I'm assuming it's more armor. Let's have a look. Okay, apparently not. Apparently it's just a raised section. Okay. How far are you with the BD1s, says X-Ram? Gonna go ahead and say probably about 70 to 80%. If you want to go over, you know, like how much has been cut out and is ready. It's like, I've got to do the arms, the head, and the internal joints for the arms, and then I think I'm more or less done apart from obviously weapons and stuff, which will come later on, so BD1's basically almost done. And then I've got to do the Gyan, which I'll probably do in a similar manner of starting off the legs and stuff. And then when I get the other kits, that's when it's going to be interesting to see what they're like. And then how I approach those, you know. Which gunpla do you still need to get for the diorama? I've got them all, it's just I'm waiting for some of them to be shipped. In HLJ, they have a couple of suits that are backlogged at the moment that need to be brought into stock again before I can get them. And it's John's cam for both these Waddles and Nova's BD2. Once I get those shipped to me, then I've got everything in person. Well, then that's great, you know. Yeah, the camphor I couldn't really find anywhere else for kind of cheap, because camphor's normally like 20 on its own, I think, on another website. Like on Amazon they just scalp you anyway, so it doesn't help. But yeah, it's just a case of getting stuff from HLJ actually shipped to me. The eternal back order, says Nugs. I honestly hope I don't get stuck in that kind of situation where it just never gets shipped. Is HLJ shipping to you without a problem? Yeah, there's no deal with, like, there's no problem with them shipping to me. It's more the whole deal of just the fact that they don't have the stuff in stock. Like, I swear when I ordered them they were in stock, but I think they might have sold out to other people that had ordered their stuff first, because just having a drink, by the way. Because, like, when I went to order them, it said they were in stock, and then when I get round to it, it's just like, nah, they're not there anymore, they're on back order, so I've got to now wait till they actually get more stock in of the BD2, the camphor and Waddles. That could be ages. Hell, I'd probably finish, like, actually painting and weathering all the other suits before I've got the other 3 kits. Which is nuts. The Striker custom and the Gym Striker are in the mail. I just don't know where they are at the moment. I actually need to check those out and see when they got shipped to me, because they should eventually arrive, I just don't know when. So it could be that I'm working on Heavy and Ions kits after these. I asked because of the virus, it's complicated shipping where I live, says X-Ram. I honestly thought it was going to complicate things. Like, at the beginning, they were very sort of protective of everybody and being like, okay, we won't ship to people because we're afraid. And then they've started shipping stuff now, or a couple of months back, and it's been alright, you know. It's like, whenever we get stuff normally, whether it be like an Amazon package or something else, normally it's in an exterior box. So normally what I'll do is I'll just dump everything out the exterior box outside on the floor and then bring it in and leave the other box that it came in outside or bin it. And then when the other stuff is inside, normally that's where I'll give my hands a good wash and wipe down the package a little bit so it's a little bit safer. And generally after that, it's normally fine to handle, so multiple washing of the hands and throwing out packages before they even come in the house and making sure everything is just safe is a lot better than just taking things at face value and being like, oh, that's totally fine. Always better being safe than sorry. But I noticed at the start of this, quite a lot of people ordered a lot of Gunpla. It's like, the one thing that's keeping people going at the moment is just having Gunpla there to make in the free time. Which I find amusing, because I didn't think that that would actually happen. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit stupid or naive when it comes to thinking like that, but I actually didn't think that there would be a rush for Gunpla. In the apocalypse, everybody's running around trying to get toilet rolling instead. All the nerds are out getting the Japanese model kits so they can entertain themselves. Okay. Wasn't too bad at the moment. Bring this nice file down. Make sure it's all smooth. Gunpla's freedom, which is something people want in trying times, says X-Ram. I mean, couldn't have said it any better, to be honest. Good point. People just want the ability to do whatever they fancy at the moment to pass the time, so... terrible knob on this surface here. This is the upper arm section as well, so I've got to kind of round this out and smooth it as best as I can. Oh, that moment where stuff just falls out your hands, you know. I'm just sat here with it, next minute it's just like, whoo, just tries to run away on me. Come on, man. I think this is done. I'm going to double check because I don't want to go over it too much. That looks pretty smooth. There is the nub there, but I can probably paint over it. Let's just... Would you like an egg in these trying times, says Nugs? Yeah, the nub itself has been filed down, but the white mark is still there, but that'll be covered up by paint, so you won't be able to see that, so that's not too bad. Some of these freaking nubs though are terrible. I mean, look at that, that's for the upper arm, right? You can see that from there without me focusing the camera up. That's that's right in the center. So if you were gonna just like cut this out straight, that would be an absolute terrible nub bark to have. It's terrible. Like I said though, it's fully sanded down, so it's not too bad. You put a top coat of paint on that and it'll be totally fine, but that's just terrible. Why would you put a gate for the runner right smack bang in something like that? Like it's there again. Same part, same side. You might not be able to see that totally though, because I've not sanded it down fully yet. Actually no, you can. You can see it slightly though. It's just like a little bit of raised plastic. That is terrible. When was the BD1 released again? Because that is nasty. Try taking some of this off with the knife. This is why it's always good to prepare stuff and get it ready for painting and try and get rid of all of these imperfections rather than straight building. Because I don't like imperfections in my kits in general. If you can paint over them and stuff, it's totally fine, but stuff like that is too visible. I think they were 2016 kits. Jeez. I don't think that's bad on the run as that. And it can't just be me that thinks that, because there's got to be a better way of gating that. You know, the HG Ground Gundam Revive has horrible nub barks in the V-fin, says Eggman. It's the first I've heard of that. Like, where are the... Like, is there any examples of that? All of my friends broke the V-fin. Oh, God. It's like the one thing you don't want to happen to a Fetty suit. It's like you sat there with a Gundam style suit with a V-fin on it. The one thing you don't want to happen is the V-fin to break. The same thing happened with my my real grade X here, and I ended up having to freaking glue it back together, but there's a second one in the box as well. Can't remember how I broke it. I think it might have just fallen off the shelf ages ago and broke that way, but breaking the V-fin is devastating. I think I broke the, if I remember rightly, when I was building, I broke the Crossbone Rogue's V-fin as well and had to repair that. That was an absolute nightmare. Almost all of them broke them by cutting the piece out, while cutting the piece out the runner. Oof. Making sure I file all the sides down here that have these terrible nubs on. I feel like for most of these kits, for most of these kits, if we do a grey primer first, then we should be good. Doug says, cutting the flags off of V-fins always gives me stress. Oh god. I didn't do that for ages. And then it was only after I'd noticed that they weren't actually meant to be on, because when, like I said, I picked up a lot of my my customization and stuff and just my approach to Gunpla from Robert 184, I think it was. But he did it like kind of lazily, where he was just like, okay, let's just panel line this stuff and away we go. Just gonna give my hands a little bit of a break and have another drink. But yeah, Robert, from what I can tell, never really took his flags off his V-fins, and then I started doing it. I think it was about when I was getting real grades, where I was just like, okay, I can see here, let's start taking the flags off them. And yeah, sometimes it's real nasty, so I tend to try and either file them down or go at them really, really lightly with the knife. Exram says, one friend managed to take out the V-fin, but it broke while he was sanding it. Oh my god. Not good. Proof says, can relate, it happened with my master grade Strike Noir. I cut out the other side of the fin thinking it wouldn't look too bad at the end of the story. It'll look like a Gundam with giant eyebrows. Doug says, I hate it when you cut it out perfectly and it gets stress marks. Yeah, because of the plastic. Ugh. Honestly, stress marks on plastic are never a good thing. I find that that's kind of what upset me with like new figurines and stuff. It's more to do for me anyway with like Transformers, because this is gonna sound crazy, but basically for me, when I was a lot younger and I had a lot of G1 and G2 Transformers, they were all mostly die-cast metal, so they didn't really have stress marks on them, so I never quite understood what stress marks were until I got Siege Prime. My Siege Prime was a defected copy anyway, a load of problems with it, but easy stress marks after transforming once. It was just like, oh, this isn't good. I remember when these used to be die-cast, and now they're all crappy plastic. That's why I'm not really bothering to transform any of my my Transformers anymore. So the only ones I've got are Earthrise Prime and Earthrise Rotor Storm, and I ain't touching them, leaving them in the robot modes. It's totally fine. I can sit there on my desk and be all nice. Yeah, I hate plastic stress marks because it's not a nice thing to look at, and it always gets you paranoid about stuff breaking. Okay, again, my voice is going there. So, okay, again, I filed this down loads. It is smooth to the touch, but as you can see, that nub mark is still there. Try and turn this. That's right. It's just there a little bit, but it'll get covered up by grey primer, so it's not too bad. I just need to remember to give all of these a wipe down, like at some point with a cloth or whatever, to get rid of all the leftover dust from the file. Like with this at the moment, I find that if you file stuff down well enough, it doesn't really matter how it looks like before, it's just the after. You know, so as long as you prepare everything and get it just right, then it doesn't look too bad afterwards. It's not going to be too rough with stuff. 2 parts to go, and then we've done all the outer armour for the arm. Don't believe we've been at this for 53 minutes. That is nuts. These knobs are in the worst places again. That is a top section of an edge on a vent that is going to be clearly visible, and it's got a huge ass knob going across it. I find like with suits that are primarily white, you don't have to really freak out with knobs, but it's on darker suits that I find it stands out a lot more, which is annoying when a lot of these different suits are on darker colours. Try as hard as you can. It's almost impossible to get rid of some of these knobs sometimes when the colours are incredibly dark, and then you've got to go and paint it, and then it's a case of matching the colour or making it something different to make it stand out or make it look cool so it catches your eye and doesn't draw your attention that there's a nub mark on it. It's terrible. As long as the piece is smooth, because it's going to be painted. Yeah, as long as it's smooth, then it should hide all the imperfections, and then I can get away with it. But yeah, I figure doing the primer, the first coating, the primer will help let the primer sit and dry for about 24 to 48 hours, and then once that's done, then apply the proper base coat, because that will give it a little bit more strength, and then I can do the weathering and stuff like that afterwards, and then apply the clear coat, which is going to be fun trying to get clear coat. I figure I can do with a gloss coat or a satin coat rather than matte, because matte clear coat sometimes just looks pretty bad. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it gives it this really nice and professional look, but I don't really like matte clear coat, because I don't know, if you put it on like clear surfaces, it looks terrible. Like for instance, a lot of the stuff from like Wing, where it has the green sort of, it's not exactly a gem, but you know what I mean, it's the green clear piece that sits in the center of the unit's torso. If you hit that with matte clear coat, it's gonna look terrible. I think satin's a good sort of mix of gloss and matte at the same time, just that nice sort of in between. Makes it look kind of shiny, but not too shiny. And then on the other hand, you've got the gloss clear coat, which just goes crazy. Depends what surface you're going for as well. Like if you want a more reflective metallic surface, then by all means you can go for the gloss. Hit it with the gloss, and away you go. Let's see. Exram says, I did the mistake of experimenting with top coat on my first and only P Bandai and I ruined it. Oh, Exram, I feel so sorry for you, dude. What was the kit anyway? Because the only one I've ruined so far is the Shining Gundam, the high grade of it. I wouldn't mind getting another one and doing it up properly. Oh god, the crossbone. Dude, that's nasty. I feel so sorry. My favorite crossbone is the X2. Nice. The black one. To be honest, I just like the standard one. The standard one's good enough. I feel like the full cloth is overdoing it a little bit too much. You know, there's overdoing it, and then there's going a little bit too far with the full cloth. But then again, I'm coming at it from the angle of the way that the parts would get in the way for mobility and stuff. Always trying to think about how everything would work together. I think I might have fouled this too much here. I'm just trying to lightly rub across it here and see whether I can make this out. Okay, so the detail's still there, it just needs to be brought out a little bit with the knife. It might be the dust in it as well. Have you read Crossbone manga? I've read the first part of it, I need to read the others. Ion sent me a link ages ago, but I didn't fully check it out because I was busy doing a load of other stuff. But I know of the X2, I know of the X3. The full cloth obviously is built with parts from the others. But then you've got the freaking Ghost, which if I remember rightly isn't a crossbone variant. It's based on, what was it, the F99? I think. I'm trying to remember what other ones we have. I don't want to go crazy here and try gouging this seam out, so let's just use the back of the knife here and try and clean this up a little bit. The Ghost seems to be a 4th unit. Stream it this time, says G-Dash. I mean, we started like an hour ago. There we go, I managed to get some of that detail back. That's not bad. Is that the music going off now? Have we had that off half an hour? Oh, now we're on Adabat's music? Okay. I think it's Adabat, or is it Shamar? Let's have a look. I think it might be Shamar. Because it sounds more like a deserty style level. One more part. Isn't it like really late over this, G-Dash? Yeah, it is. It's like 12 midnight, but at the same time, I kind of woke up a little bit later, so not been feeling well recently, so my time pattern has changed yet again. Yeah, it's Shamar Day. Okay. So it's the desert level. I'm just gonna have another drink here on the last part of the stream, and then I'll finish up, and then I think tomorrow is when, or whenever the next one is when I'll be finishing up the other little bits. Proof says, sounds like Bollywood music, so that means Moody's gonna dance. No, I'm terrible at dancing and singing. My singing is about the, you know, the average terrible that you would imagine from your typical anime fan that can belt out some really bad renditions of some of the favorite openings that are totally like tone deaf. I'm not going to force the knife here, so I'll just clip as close as I can and then file. In that case, maybe we can duet. Petition to make Moody sing. Oh no, no. Here's where that's gonna be like a stream joke or something in future, along with Moody has no arms and Moody has no legs. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Make sure I don't sand the seam line too much. When is Moody more of a nugget than I am, says Nugs. I think I've got this nub here sanded down. I don't want to go too far in on it. Okay. These nubs are absolutely terrible on this suit, seriously. The amount of cleanup I'm having to do here is nuts. Like, I think even the Easy 8s were better than this. Which says a lot considering I think the Easy 8 is an older kit. Seriously, who designed the runners and the placement of the gating on these? Terrible. Trying to find a bit of the right amount of surface on that I can still use here for sanding down. It's this type of gating that really gets me upset, because snap building this kit would be a really big pain in the ass, and it would be ugly as hell. Late to the party, says Ion. Hey Ion. Reedy may lose his arms and legs, but in the Sonic kart game he was always first. Dude, I'm loving SRB2 kart, you know. It's always fun. Ion, hopefully I'll get your suit soon, dude. Okay, let's try and get the dust off this. Oh. Trying to give this a wipe down. Normally what I do is I just wet my finger a little bit and then rub it across the path and it just works, but because all the fingers are full of dust, I don't want to do it on here and get a load of dust in my mouth. Really primitive way of doing it, but it works. End up with a load of plastic dust in my mouth if I do it wrong. Christ, do you ever have that where you focus on something for too long and then your eyes sort of... The best way to describe it is your eyes feel like they're strained a little bit, so they start flickering and going out of focus for a moment. Just had that. Pretty crazy. It's almost like pressing F5 on my eyes. It was like, just take 5 for a moment while I refresh. Okay, let's try this again. Definitely gonna have to give these parts a little bit of a wipe down. Not too bad, but no, it's definitely gonna need to be done if I want to keep these seams. When reading books, that happens to me. Found out that reading next to a window or balcony helps my eyesight, says X-Ram. It's weird, it's like it's done it again, just it kind of almost as if, like I was saying, you just hit F5 with your eyes and everything just kind of refreshes. It's the best way of describing it. Really weird feeling. Okay, that seam is still there, it's just full of dust at the moment. Like I said, I'm gonna have to give that a wipe down, but that is all of the exterior armor for the arm done. So we've just got to do the internals and the hands next, and then the head, and then we're done there. Your eyes need the weekly oil change. I know, right? So people, I hope you've enjoyed yet again, and I shall see you next time. And hopefully we can get more of this done. So, thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!